Yeah. Once again, good evening to everyone. Let's start the class, and these are the SQL commands. Okay, and these commands are almost same for every relational database. Remember RDBMS. RDBMS means relational database. So whenever the data is stored in structured form, and if you want to apply CRUD, okay, that is create, read, update, delete or drop, whatever it is, right? If you want to apply this technique for the database, we need to know all these commands, and we need to give the summary, okay, aggregated data, and if you want to filter based upon the conditions, and if you want to combine the data from different databases. So all these are the commands we can use for SQL, and you'll know it's easy. SQL commands are very easy, so try to understand. So simply, if you know English, surely you'll know the SQL commands. First one is the data definition language. In data definition language, defining the data. How can we define? So we can create a database. In the database, we can create file also. Okay, we can create function also. We can create constraints also. And alter means if you want to change the data type of the particular column, right? Or else if you want to change, modify the column name. Alter means change or modification, right? Then we can use alter. And drop means if you want to drop a row or a column like that, at that time we can use drop. Truncate. Truncate also if you want to delete entire table, then we can use. Okay, this we'll discuss deep whenever we are going to discuss a particular keyword or the command. And we are going to manipulate the data. How can we manipulate the data? By inserting, deleting, updating. Okay, we can transaction control language, means for the backup purpose. Okay, then we can use save point, commit, rollback, all these things. And data control, already told you, know. So if you want to grant the access, if you want to revoke, then we can use data control language. This is very, very important. Of course, all are important. This is mostly used command, that is only select. So today we are going to discuss this one, if type bits, this one and this one, right? And aggregate functions, if you want to count number of observations or number of things, means tuples, all those things, and we can use count, and based upon conditions we can use filter the data. And if you want to join the data from different databases, we can use combined data commands are the keywords. Now first one, DDL. DDL means data definition language. What you are going to do in data definition language? In data definition language, you are going to create a table. So table means this is the table. Okay, what are the things available in table? Of course, we have columns and we have rows. These are available. For example, serial number, roll number, okay, student name, all those things. And we can create database also. So in database, let me clear this. So how the structure will be, let's take, this is DBMS. No, DBMS, not DBMS, server, let's say server, like SQL server. And in this, we have different databases. Okay. In these different databases, we have different tables. Okay. Different tables means, for example, if you take, this is college server or college database related thing. Where is the pen? Okay. This is college server. In college server, let's say this is faculty table. This is student table. Let's say this is transport or NSS or NCC. Okay, in this we have student marks, education details, serial number, student name, and what is the his percentage in previous semester, what are the backlogs he has. Like this we can store. It is related for the fees. So what is his tuition fee? Is he getting any reimbursement or scholarship and everything? Okay, if you take faculty name, his designation, and his experience, all this. And in this, his salary. Okay, all this. Like this, we can assume. Okay, and if you want to access this data, we need to have one more tool or one more software. This is the DBMS, right? What is this? DBMS. So I am user. I want to access the particular data. So here I want to access faculty details. How many faculties are there, and what are their salaries, and what is the experience of them, and you need to know all these things, so that through DBMS you can go, you can approach the this particular faculty database, and in faculty database you are going to access these tables. Okay, now this is already means pre-stored data. If you want to access pre-stored data, this is the approach. Now you don't have any predefined data or already stored data. Now what you are going to do is the manager or the whatever client or else your company CEO, whoever it may be. So you offered one task, that is create a database, and in that database you need to you need to store all the employees details, and as well as their salaries and their experiences, their joining date. Okay, all these things we need to store. So if you want to create a database, these are the commands. This is the first command, create. You need to use create. So you need to, of course we are using create. So what you are going to create, either you are creating table, database, function, or procedure, or constant. What you are going to creating? Yeah, simply I want to create database. Okay, of course you want to create the database. Now what is the database name? For example, if you want to employee, EMP, employees. Okay, this is the employee database. Fine. Okay, what are the details you want to store? What are the details you want to store? For example, you have an idea. Example, serial number, employee ID. Okay, you must have ID, his name. Okay, and experience, salary, all those things. Now, what you are going to do is you are going to create a table. This is table. We created already database. Fine. with the name employee. In that, we are going to create a table. What you are going to create? How means how can you create? Simply create again. Now, what you are going to do means either you are creating database, a function, a procedure, constants. Then you need to give that specific task. So you are going to create a table, fine. And after creating table, you need to give the name also. Okay. For example, salaries. Table name is salaries. Okay. And in that columns are there, na? These are the columns, and you need to mention them. How can you mention? Column 1. This is the serial number. And what is the data type? Serial numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Then you need to mention integer, means numeric. Okay. This is over. Next, column 2. Column 2 is employee ID. Column 1 is the serial number. Data type is a, let's say, int or the numeric. Let's say int also. And now one column is created. Fine. Next, column 2. Column 2 is employee ID. Employee ID also numeric. Name. Name is the character, right? Where character also. You can say third one is the name, and data type is the varchar. And what is the length? Maximum length you are going to give 20 letters. Means after that, that's not name. In the worst case, people will have more than 20 letters. This is how you can create table on that table database. So while you are creating table, remember this, you need to follow some rules. Identifiers in Python. Those things again repeating here. If you want to create table, at least you must have one column. Without one column, how can we say that it's a table? At least salary, or else names. Worst case, only at least names. Okay, at least one column is required if you want to create a table, and that name should not start with digits. And table name or column name should not be 2 parts. For example, employee salaries. You want to create one table, that is employee salaries. This is not correct way. EMP salaries. In between, you can use underscore, like what we have done in Python, like EMP salaries. This is the correct approach. You should not divide that particular table. You should not separate them. It will throw error. Okay. Now, okay, let me clear this. And what are the data types available with SQL? Numeric, that is integer, float. Character, string, char, varchar. Unicode character string, nchar, and text. Binary images. These are the keywords. Already I have told you, for example, if I want to use salary. Salary is the numbers, means integer. Salary is the column name, and the data type is int. Okay, this is not a dynamic type like Python. You need to mention the data type. In Python, directly you can write a equal to 10. There is no problem with that. But in SQL, there are some differences with SQL and Python. Okay, first one is the you need to define the data type of that particular column. That is called explicitly. You need to define. In Python, you don't need to require to do that. And second thing is, all the commands you have seen, all are we are looking like this. Select. If you want to select some database or columns, you need to write like that. Okay. Python is case sensitive. Okay. You need to a equal to 10, a equal to 10. Both are not same. But for coming to this SQL, you can write select command like this or this also. I'll show you. After completing this string type, we'll create one database, one column, and we'll enter some details. Right. Select is keyword or the command. You can use either uppercase or lowercase, whatever it is. It says SQL is not case sensitive language. Okay. In that, if you want to entering the details, for example, the date of joining of that particular faculty or that particular employee, then you need to define the data type. If you are dealing with the names, if you are dealing with the numbers like that. So if I want to know more that, I have checked here on website. Let me show you something. What do you mean by that? After that, we'll create one database. Yes, this is from Microsoft. That's what we are discussing. And data type categories: exact numerics, unique characters, approximate numerics. Okay. After that, we'll show date and time. Okay. These are different things. So let me show you that. Constant are available. For example, if you want to know more about varchar, what do you mean by varchar? Char and varchar. Char is simply fixed size string type. If you want to fix the data, for example, my name is Nagaraj. My letters are 8 letters. If I fix this 8 letters, if I want to enter another name instead of Nagaraj, this is fixed. It will not allow more than 8 or less than 8. But if you want to change, then we can see variable size string data, var variable char. So what do you mean by that? Simply you can name and maximum. Maximum how many numbers we can enter? For example, varchar 30. So 1 to 30 I can enter. For example, some Sarva Satyanarayana Swami, some. Okay. Simple one is let's say Rose. Rose is some 4 letters. We can use that like this. So you can go through this one. I'll share you that. And numeric, if you want to date time of the date. So this is the syntax. Date you need to mention. All this will be discussed while we are creating some databases. Right? Now, okay, 7:32. Within 10 for 10 to 15 minutes, we'll create one database. Then, okay. Look at how you can access that. Okay, fine. So first we need to open the server. We can SQL server. Okay, already it's opening. This is Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, that is SSMS. Just click on that. There are 2 ways to enter into the server. So one is Windows authentication. Second one is the password unlock. So you can check here. After opening this databases, already I told you now different services by the SQL Server, database analysis services, reporting services, integration. We are dealing with the database, right? Let's click that. This is server name. Remember, whenever you are going to deal with Python integration with the SQL server name will be asked, then you need to enter this one. And authentication means how we can access the data, or how can we enter into the server. Okay, there are different ways. Just I want to click that SQL Windows Server authentication. What I mean by that? Simply, the data is the server is in my laptop. Okay, so every time the data is stored in my laptop only, and no one will access that. So there is secure connection. No one will touch my laptop. So that I don't want to use authentication type like user password those, because my laptop only. If you want to access from others, and for example, let's take an example. Now I am using my laptop. Okay, in my college, if I go to my college, there is a possibility to share my laptop to with my colleague. So he may access the data if I give this my laptop directly. If I click on this connect, automatically this server will go open. So if you want to have a secure connection, you can use SQL Server authentication. Then you will be asked login, password, login and password. So you can change password, all those things. Okay. If you want to secure connection, and if you want to access you only, then you can go for SQL Server authentication. But in my laptop, no one will touch my laptop. That's the reason I have given Windows authentication, and I clicked on that connect. After connecting that, you can check here. Okay, in the this part, okay, and you can see different things here: management, replication, server object, security, extent profiler, all those things. So we don't to discuss all those things. We are dealing with the databases, right? Just click on that. Okay, I have already created some databases. Okay, these are the databases. So how can we check that? Simply, there are predefined system bases, system databases. If you click on that, master, model, MSDB, TempDB, the purpose of all this will be, I'll give you in the material. Okay, just know those things, and database snapshots. Okay, now these are the databases. If you click on the databases, you will see database diagrams. Okay, and what happened? These are the databases. After this, tables. These are the most important. In these tables only, we'll store the data. Okay. There is no data in the classrooms. Yes. I think I didn't give anything. Let me check tables. Yeah, student. Is there a chance to be? No. Okay. So this is the thing. Now we can create database in different ways, using queries or using manual method. One is the manual method is click on that new database. Okay, just select these things. Okay, and unable to see this. Okay, fine. We can check here, and the logic name, all those things. Database name we must give. For example, if your database is some SQL classes. Okay, then the problem is I'm facing the issue with the Zoom. Add, click on that, add. rows, all those things. Enough. Okay. File name was empty, provide the file. So this is the procedure. Just keep that in mind. But we are going to deal with one using SQL query. Now, first one is the new query. Click on new query. Right. This is query where you need to enter SQL commands. How can we create a database? Simply create. Color is changed. Now database. Database name SQL classes. After this, let me execute. Yes, commands completed successfully the time. And let's check in the databases. Let's check. Okay, it is not showing. For that, we need to refresh. Oh, here is that. Yeah, SQL classes. This is the databases. Okay, in this databases, let's check tables. We don't have any tables. Let's create a table. Before that, we need to select this database. Let's delete this. And here you can select SQL classes, or you can write by code use SQL classes. Where is that? Yeah, SQL classes. Why it's showing error? Okay, SQL classes, and automatically it has been changed. You can check here. Now I just want to keep classroom 2. After clicking on this, automatically it is changed to database, that is SQL classes. Use SQL classes, or you can select here also manually. Now I want to create a table. Create table. Now table name. Let's say students. Okay. Now, what are the columns? First one, serial number. What is the data type? Int. Next, name. What is the data type? Varchar. Because data, some people has only 5 letters, some people have 10 letters. Like that, let's say maximum size this one. Now, what else? Marks. Marks are the int, right? Int. Place. Place is the varchar. And maximum is 10. 10, we can give 10 letters. Now, let's execute. Command completed successfully. In the SQL classes, we have created one table, that is students. Let's check that. Tables. It is not showing because we need to refresh that. Now, tables. See, students. Students. Okay. And if you want to see the data query command, that is select star from students. I will explain you. After that, we'll close the class. Let me execute this one. Oops. Students. Already is there. What happened? Yeah. Enter code is executed. Now, whatever we have given, we have not given any data. Serial number, name, marks, place. For example, if I want enter the data, for that we need to use insert into students table. Values, what are the values for those one? First one is the one serial number. Let's say Mahesh is the name. String you need to give with single quotes, Mahesh. And what are his marks? Let's say 89. And what is his place? Let's say Hyderabad. Okay, you should use only single quote. Don't use double quotes or single quote like Python. Now let me execute this one. What happened? Yeah, one row affected. One row is added or deleted, whatever it is, but it is affected. Let's check that. For this, let me paste that. Select star from students means Mahesh 89 Hyderabad. Okay, it is executed 2 times. Okay. Now instead of this, I want to execute roll number 2, Rajesh, and marks is 78, and place is, let's say, Khammam. Let me execute this one. Yes, it is added. Okay, automatically it's taking the complete code. That's the reason it's showing output. Now, Prakash, let's say he's from Vijayawada. Okay. I want to select only this line and execute that. Now it is not showing. One row affected. Now I want to execute this one. Select star from stars. Prakash. Okay. Serial number is not changed. Huh? Okay. So we can modify this. We'll drop our duplicates also. And what you mean by star? What you mean by students? What you mean by select? Okay. There is a table. This one. There is table. Okay. Select the table, and from the table, what is the table name? Students. This is the students table, and select star. Star means all columns and all rows. Select all from students table. Okay. Select this table, and from that you need to select all. Instead of that, I want to select only name and place. Simply you can write name, comma, place. Let's see. See now observation, observe here serial number, name, marks, place. Now I want to execute this command only. Execute. Only name, only place. If I want to know marks also. Okay. Now let me execute this one. Now marks also added. If I want to access all the rows and columns, everything. This is what? Okay. Again it is adding. So tomorrow we'll remove that. Fine. So this is how can we create and how can we insert how can we select the data, right? If you have any doubts, you can ask me, then we'll close the class. Let me stop the recording. Yeah.